Hello, one and all.
Hello.
What a space.
It's been a while.
Where have we been?
Where are we?
Let me just crack open this bad boy. It's a shame it's not a canned wine.
For old times.
Imagine that.
Where have we been? We've obviously been busy with COVID and things, and work, and buying houses, and starting families. Well, not quite yet, but probably at some point in the future. I got engaged. We both moving house, and now this is a new office that would potentially, well, not potentially, we've signed it. It's happening.
It is. We are in our new space, our new home. How's it feel?
It's weird, mate.
It is a bit weird. We are currently sat on a temporary white backdrop, which we've had in our current office. When it's in our current office, it is humongous. We can't even put it up in our current office.
Yeah.
It's that big.
Yeah.
So we've moved to this office, and we could probably fit about 6 of these on one side.
Yeah, that's not even an exaggeration.
No. So yeah, we've decided to upgrade the size of the office to something like this. How big is it?
This will be 16 meters by 6 meters.
Nice. We're going metric.
Yeah, it's 100 square meters or 1,000 square feet, up from, I would argue, about 190 square feet. So,
Yeah, a little bit of an upgrade.
5 times the size, 3 parking spaces, a kitchen, a photography backdrop, potentially. We might put a cyclochrome in, whatever it's called. If I keep forgetting it wrong.
Cyclodrome.
I don't think there's a D in it.
I don't think it's a D.
Cycloroma?
Cycloroma.
We're going to put a cycloroma in potentially if we get permission from the landlord.
Cyclorama.
Cyclorama. If not, we'll have 2 of these puppies. I keep forgetting, like, people listen to this, but they're not watching it. If you don't know what a cyclorama is, you're going to have to Google it. But it's basically a curved white infinite backdrop for photography and film.
Yes. And the advantages of having a cyclorama at our fingertips.
I guess
it's something we've always kind of liked the idea of. We've always thought, it'd be great to just shoot white-backed films. A lot of people out there are doing it really well, and we thought, well, we'd like to have our take on it. So get an office upgrade, get a big space that we can put a studio in, have our own office at the end, which is down there. And then down this end, Ben, tell me what's going on there.
We are going to have a soundproofed podcast studio.
To hire,
and for us to use for our stories. Ironically, we're doing a podcast now, but it's not going to sound anything like this because we're actually going to have Rode mics and all the good stuff, and invest quite a bit of money. And then next to that room, we'll have a little window, little peephole for kind of Josh to look through and monitor the podcast live, a lot like Jamie does for Joe Rogan, if any of you are into podcasts. And then that room will also double down as a storage / get kit ready kind of room.
Very nice.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I like it. And our office, which will be at that end, as we said earlier, will be probably the same size as what we've currently got, do you think? Well, it's probably a little bit smaller, but...
I think that's bigger.
Is it bigger?
Yeah, 100%.
But it's purely dedicated to working, whereas at the moment our one is kind of a workspace, photo backdrop, storage, and everything else, whereas this is purely going to be our creative space that we can come into, shut the doors and do our work, and not have to worry about the mess that's surrounding us.
Yeah, that is the life of it. If anyone who kind of gets into photography, you quickly realise that it is a game of kit. And over time, you just amass more and more and more kit, whether that's rolls like this or more cameras like that or more microphones like this. Eventually, you just end up with more and more and more stuff. Because most of the time, it doesn't make sense to sell it or give it away because you probably are going to end up needing it. Whether you need 18 microphones or not, we must have like over 10 microphones now.
Yeah, we've got a bloody load of them.
Cameras, we've got like 8. I've lost count how many tripods we've bought over the time,
Tell them a story actually about a tripod. A certain tripod that you forgot to bring that one time.
Oh. Yeah.
Do you not want to get into that?
No, we can get into that. There was a shoot we had in Northern Ireland for the National Trust, and we were driving to Heathrow to get the flight there. And my one job on packing, aside from my clothes
And yourself.
and myself, was to bring a tripod just one tripod we were going to use for filming, and I didn't bring it. So we had to walk into Manfrotto in Belfast,
Yeah, very late at night.
and buy one for 150 quid.
Yes. What a lesson to learn, eh? Always double check the kit, morning and night.
Which is, ironically, that tripod, isn't it? Oh, no, it's the roller one.
That was the one that we were supposed to take.
Cool. Glad it's a joint thing. Oh,
There we go.
My phone's ringing. That shouldn't happen. Malvern, England. Wonder where that's from.
Malvern. So, yes. You're going to take that, mate?
No, there's a podcast on.
Live on the podcast.
Hi, it's Chris Tarrant here. I'll call him back. I'm sure it's not too important. They've only called twice.
So, yeah, that's the journey so far. That's where we're currently at. We're always looking to grow and get a little bit bigger. The space is now going to be bigger, which then means the personnel within the company should grow, right?
Yeah.
So what's the plan with that?
Well, thanks to Bojo and Dishy Rishi, there's that Kickstart scheme, which is quite enticing for new businesses. So we might be hiring an editor. I say might, it's likely. And maybe someone else. Who knows yet? But if you watch the vlogs or podcasts, or you're a fan of us, or you want to work from us, and you're between, I think it's 18 and 24, I think you also have to be signed on Universal Credit. I'm not sure how that works. I'll let you figure it out. But basically, we will get CVs from the job centre, and we will interview. So if you're interested, I'll let you know when that's live, and you can apply for it, providing you're on the scheme.
Perfect. Nice. So what are you looking forward to the most in this space? I think from that camera, the one thing I'm looking forward to the most is getting rid of this blue carpet.
Yeah.
I wasn't too keen on it at first when you said, we should get rid of it. And I thought, it's completely fine. But actually looking at it from a camera, it's a bit gross.
Yeah.
So the carpet's going.
I don't know why they didn't just put in a nice grey carpet.
Yeah, why does it have to be such a corporate Dell blue?
It is such a corporate blue, isn't it? And it's all the corporate shades of the blue.
All the shades.
They may as well put yellow in.
Absolutely disgusting.
But we're going to put a dark grey down, maybe a black, but probably a dark grey. We'll see. If the black's way cheaper. No idea. But we'll find out. I think I'm most looking forward to having room, Dan.
Nice.
Just space.
We've been very lucky in the planning and the processing part that your great dear partner, Amber,
Yes.
has...
Great dear, I like that.
Great dear. She's done all the bloody planning for the whole place.
She modelled it, she rendered it, she drew it on CAD, yeah. And we can now say that we were the ones that designed it, because she's not going to speak up.
Yeah.
And take the credit. So thank you, Amber.
Thanks to Amber. And then also to, we don't know if he's going ahead yet, but hopefully Matt Cole. Hopefully he comes through and...
Hopefully he comes through and does a good job.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do a good job, we'll talk about that on the podcast, I'm sure.
For another time.
Well, we'll get him on the podcast. Maybe that should be an episode of how was it to build our office?
We should treat it like a Grand Designs film.
Like, is it Kevin MacLeod?
I think so.
Yeah. Can you do a Kevin MacLeod impression?
No, but I can do a George Clark.
Who's that?
George Clark. I'm George Clark, and this is my amazing spaces. You know that one?
That's not bad.
The Northerner.
I reckon I could do Kevin.
Go on then. He's quite softly spoken, isn't he?
Dan and Ben have been looking for a space for a while now, and it seems for once they've managed to agree on what to do.
I like that.
I'm not sure if that was Kevin MacLeod or me. It's slower.
With a slight Attenborough twist.
Amber's met him. She said he was a right knob.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shame. Well, nice. Is there anything else to update?
Not really.
I guess the overall, to tell the people out there, the overall plan for this space is that it means that we can hire the studio out. People can come in and use the studio if they're a filmmaker or a photographer. That's one thing. They can also hire us to photograph their thing on this backdrop or, in this studio. The third thing being that the whole space is going to be so beautifully made that we'll be able to photograph lifestyle-y stuff in our living room, which will be the camera is right now, or in the kitchen, which will be over there, and even in the office. So we want to make it such a multifunctional space that we can shoot anywhere at any angle. That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
And then with the podcast suite as well, there's a lot of companies out there that want to do a podcast, but they don't have facilities or they just don't have the budget or the equipment.
Yeah.
We've got that. Come to us and we'll do it all for you. All you have to do is speak.
just turn up, talk, and leave, and we'll do everything from pre-production, production, RSS feeds, uploading, the whole 9 yards. And then, like you say, Dan, the whole space is technically going to be hireable. The whole space will technically be usable. But most importantly, we've obviously landed some good retainers this year, mainly in photography, and editing. So it would be nice to have somewhere that we can actually, not have you sat at a 4-foot table doing proper premium photography anymore. We can actually give you a 9x6 meter room to do it in.
Dedicated space.
Yeah, especially when the products are like normally the size of your fist.
Lovely stuff.
You've got a canyon to
this
shoot
is
in,
more
basically.
than enough room, I think.
Yeah. Let's hope so, Dan.
And what about the podcast, the Ottr Stories podcast? I guess that will come back.
That will be coming back with bigger and better guests, and also all of our favourite guests.
Oh yes.
It's going to be much higher production.
Perfect.
It's going to be
perfect.
It's going to be all of our best bits, all of our lovely selves.
It'd be awesome to have that back with the same guests as well.
Yeah.
People like Will, our first ever guest.
Yep.
Get him back. He now lives in Cardiff. What a lifestyle change. James, he lives on a boat in Cardiff. Who else?
We never had James on the podcast.
No, but he could be a guest.
Be good to get on, wouldn't it?
Who else could we get?
90K.
Oh.
The guys from Inspire, Firebird, Create.
Oh, slow down.
Maybe Tom from Sandstorm.
Jesus.
There's a lot of people I'd want to get on.
That's the creative people as well.
I know. Let's not even get started on the non-creatives.
Jesus. What we need someone who's been in the army.
You really want to do a military podcast, don't you?
Yeah. Just get completely overwhelmed with their training.
British Red
a
Cross.
A Marine would be good.
Marine would be very cool.
Or David Goggins.
Good luck, mate.
So if you know of anyone who's a Marine out there who wants to come on our podcast, let us know.
Yeah.
Who'd be your guest? A normal everyday today person, who would it be?
What, like not a celebrity?
Not a celebrity.
Just comes from a certain background?
I want to be a physician or a scientist or something. Who would it be? A vet?
Nah. Probably someone who works at MI6 or someone who works on the rockets at SpaceX or something like that.
Nice. Or like mountain rescue.
Yeah, why not? I guess
it would be great to actually do a session with like a paramedic or a mountain rescue.
Yeah, it would be.
Because I'd love to get the nitty gritty out of them, but then also you have to respect the stories. But then you're equally as intrigued, aren't you? You'd want to know quite a lot.
I wonder if we could get like the chief constable of Wiltshire on from the police. I wonder if we asked him, said, look, we're a small video company. We can do any time you want. Just turn up and we want to do a podcast with you and talk about crime in Wiltshire.
That's a good idea.
But, I mean, it's going to be good PR for them, I assume, unless, like, Wiltshire's gone to shit.
Well, the police love social media anyway. Yeah. They're always on it.
We're nice guys.
They're always on social media. I always see them putting photos up.
We haven't got any weapons here.
Nah.
They can even bring all the bobbies with them if they want.
We'll put the tripods in the cupboard.
Do you reckon they'd be off? I should do some research into that. Imagine that. Ottr Works have a podcast with the Chief Constable of Wiltshire Police.
Well, the constable would be good. That'd be a good person.
Chief Constable's top dog.
How about CSI?
Miami.
CSI Miami, yeah.
Horatio.
Is that a person?
The guy with the blonde hair who used to take his glasses off slow-mo and goes, it is what it is.
No idea.
Never seen that?
No. Yes. So if you know of anyone of interest that might want to come on the podcast who's got a weird story, let us know.
Or don't let us know.
You brought that back for a while. Jesus.
Yeah, that's all I have to say, I think.
Cool. Good stuff. Thanks for turning up.
Thanks, Dan.
Cut.